everyone, welcome to Books at the Bottom of the Stairs. My name's Lorene. I cannot believe that I am over 500 subscribers. I don't know who you are, but love, 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 love. Thank you for joining me. I'm not even really sure what generated the love, because I didn't do anything different. So if it's an algorithm, I guess that's the first time in my life that I can say I like math. So anyhow, welcome. I was really struggling today about what to talk to you about. I have 3 ideas rolling in my head, but none of them are really good ideas. So I'm just going to see what happens. So the first thing that's going on is we're getting ready to go for our 6 weeks away out west. And it's about 6 weeks. And we're traveling by plane with the cat out to get our van. That if you watched our my channel last year, you may have known that our camper van died in the hills of BC, and we had to continue with a regular car. Well, what some people would consider a regular car, but for us was like a luxury limo because it actually had, upholstery. So off we trotted, and very little was done as far as book reporting because I just cannot seem to travel with this project. Anyhow, as we're getting ready to go, I've got a pile of books that just makes me so unhappy. And yeah, as I'm talking, I'm realizing they're upstairs and I'm downstairs. So hang on a second. I'm back. Sometimes I overthink things to the point of actually the idea just withers and dies and turns into a dust ball in Texas. So I thought, I don't want to take library books. I don't want to take books that belong to other people. I don't want to take a big book, and there's a number of big books there, because what if I'm bored? Then I don't have an opportunity to pivot and grab something else. So I thought, okay, I need paperback. I need, around 250 to 300 pages, because I don't want it to be a huge book. I want it to be a book that there's no reason for this thought, I can dispose of. If things get too crowded in the van, I can just put it in a free library somewhere. That's actually not necessary, but it's still part of my thinking. I wanted a book I hadn't read before, and I got it into my head that I wanted books that were about people traveling, journey type books. The last one I think is a cool idea, but couldn't come up with any that I hadn't already read. So, Huckleberry Finn, Travels with My Aunt by Graham Greene, Travels with a Donkey by Robert Stevenson, which I actually hated. No, I shouldn't say that. It was a read aloud for us, and I just fell asleep every time the donkey showed up. I can't think. There was a couple of others that are, in my head that I thought definitely have to do with traveling. So certainly there must be others that I haven't read, but somehow they haven't come across my plate. So all that's to say that I went through my stash back there and pulled out the things that, met that criteria, and I'm just so unhappy with the results. This is Steve's choice. He's taking Eric Newby's Love and War in the Appieninnes, which I think this is the second it's a part travelogue, part escape story, and part romance, and takes place in 1943 when Eric Newby escaped from the Italian prison camp in which he'd been held for a year. I think I've read it, and so I'm not gonna count on it. I picked up Penelope Lively's The Road to Lichtfield. As she travels back and forth between her home and her dying father, it leads her from a safe, familiar marriage into the uncharted territory of a lingering summer love affair, and then into surprising revelations about her father. That might be okay. Penelope Lively has a book, a gardening book, that I'm going to recommend in another video. So one of the reasons I grabbed this from a free library was because I recognized her name, and it's a penguin, so theoretically it should be okay. Oh, this is another of Steve's choices, Just a Mother by Roy Jacobbson. It's the tail end of the series, and he's he's enjoyed the series, obviously, if he's gone all that way, but I didn't really like it. The other one I picked out was from last summer that I did not finish. This is also a travel book in the Yaga siblings. Bellatine is a young woodworker, and Isaac, a wayfaring street performer and con artist, have been estranged for years, but they have inherited the Baba Yaga house. You can see that on the front there. So this is Thistlefoot. It's written by GennaRose, Nethercott, and I did enjoy it, except that I just kept getting interrupted. I think I was reading it when I was hurt, and so, you know, it was a book that needed to focus on, and I wasn't focusing. So I managed to get to about page 233, and I'm thinking, yeah, but I've already read, you know, 40, well, almost 50% of the book. So do I want to take this with me when I've already read half of it? Am I going to reread it, or am I going to start in the middle? How far back do I have to go to like really enjoy it? So, you know, like, I don't know. All right. Steve chose this one for our read aloud while we're traveling, The Black Joke by Farley Mowat. And this was written in the 1930s. The loot, bootleg liquor, the ship, the black joke, the speediest, nimblest craft on the Newfoundland coast. The crew is proud Jonathan Spence, owner and master, and Peter and Kai, two young hands with hearts of courage and keen, quick minds. I know I've read this, but Steve hasn't, and so this is going to be one of those read-alouds where I'm smiling cheerfully, going, I've heard it before. Anyways, I think it'll be good. It's appropriate for what we're doing, but I'm not really looking forward to it. So you go, another kind of... Okay, the last one I've got is Blood Will Out by Jo Tregiarri, and I did enjoy her other book. She's a YA writer, and but did I enjoy it? No, I've had a 50-50 batting average with Jo Tregiarri. Let's see, and this one's a bit spooky. Ari Sullivan is alive for the time being. She wakes at the bottom of a cistern, confused, injured, and alone, with only the shady recollection of a low-pitched voice and a gloved hand. No one can hear her screams, and the person who put her there is coming back. The killer is planning a gruesome masterpiece, a fairy tale tableau of innocence and blood, meticulously designed. I don't know. Camping, strangers, isolation, murder. I like, again, it's just not ringing any real bells for me. And then 2 days ago was the support your local independent bookstore. So we went to our favorite, which is Bookmark in Halifax. And so I was looking around for it was so crowded. I mean, they really had a great day for them. Good for them. And I was trying to find a paperback nonfiction that neither of us had read, so that way we could share. And so I came across this one because it has to do with sailing, kayaking, camping, traveling, 36 islands in search of the hidden wonders of the Lake District, and a few other things too, by Robert Twigger. So it's a travelogue of sorts, and he's an artist, and he's a lover of islands, and the Lake District has always sounded cool. I think that if we ever got a chance to travel for an extended period of time in England, that would be something that we would probably like to do, some day sailing on those lakes. Well, I say that because Steve likes a sailboat that catches the wind, and I like a sailboat that has a motor and the sails are down. So I don't know how well that's going to resolve itself. Anyways, this is the nonfiction choice that Steve was kind of okay on, and I'm really was kind of a desperation purchase for me. So that's a lot of not really thrilled about books. I don't know how well you can see this, so hopefully. The books that I have that don't belong to other people they're all thick books, and a couple of them I have actually had for 2 years, because I'm waiting for a time when I can not be interrupted. So that usually means the summer in August. So that's when I tend to read my great big books. And the other thing about big books is that they take so long to read, it makes it hard to have anything to talk to you guys about unless it happens to be something thematic, you know, like Jane Austen July or whatever it is, and other people are doing that too. So the big books kind of spook me out. In the bookstore on Saturday, I was thinking, well, I'll browse the fiction section and just see what will come up. And I've read so much. And then we were in we were in the mall. We had to do one stop in the mall. And there was a Kohl's bookstore there. And I said, well, let's just see, because they sometimes have, you know, 2 for $10 or something. Let's just see if there's something. I've just read so much that everything that was on the, you know, not recent bestsellers, but fairly recent, like in the last 12 months or so, I've either chosen not to read or I have read. And then there was some that were on the sales table, and I picked up one that looked really good, and I thought, oh man, I read that about 5 years ago. So yeah, where do you go in those kinds of moments? Steve says that there'll be lots of free libraries and book drops and used bookstores along the way, but it makes me anxious not to have at least one book in my stack that I'm living and loving for, you know? And so here's an opportunity for you guys. If you would like to recommend something that would be a travel book, it doesn't have to be North American, it can be anywhere. Something where, let's just say I don't want to be seeing people murdered along the way. So, you know, so yeah, something that's not a murder mystery, kill travelogue kind of thing. Serial killer, no thanks. Yeah, so let's see if you can come up with a couple of suggestions, because I would sure appreciate it. And they don't have to be, you know, like brainiac stuff. I could go for like a beach read travelogue too. That would be fun. Now, having said that, I've read just about everything by Bill. He's done the Appalachian Trails and traveling around England. It's not coming to me. He's the history. Yeah, Bill Bryson. I've read everything Bill Bryson has written. So don't worry about him. Yeah, let's see what happens. I hope you're having a better selection process than I am. I hope all your reading dreams and adventures continue to come true. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye for now.